that other shit. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? The mask. He bought masks. He was gonna buy all them masks. He bought one mask because it cost 40,000. The people come and they fucking take pictures and fucking measurements of your face and all of this shit, and they measure you. You know what I mean? For a fucking mask, like a face fitted mask, a $40,000 mask. They act like that mask like he went to Walmart and bought that shit. You know what I mean? They act like it's a Walmart mask for Halloween. Like, no. The Chinese motherfuckers flew from fucking Switzerland and sat down with this nigga, designed his face and all this other bullshit. Took them 4 months to make that mask. He got the mask. He didn't want to buy everybody no mask, but he got the motherfucking mask, and he goddamn it to see if the shit was gonna work. How the fuck was it gonna work before he bought the rest of it? Why does this nigga have a $40,000 white man mask? Explain that. One of you platforms that hate me do all kind of crazy shit to me. Explain that. You know what I mean? Why would a nigga have a mask during being in trouble of a white man? You know what I mean? A white man face that costs $40,000. Why would he have that mask? The fuck kind of Halloween party this nigga going to? He need a $40,000 mask. What kind of mask it take? You got fly motherfuckers over here to measure your head and your face and shit. Answer that. And if this man, listen, if they got Rashana, if they got her parents, if they got her nieces, nephews, uncles, everybody that went down there and said that that wasn't her in that tape, if they got all them people testifying against him that that was in fact him on that tape, and that he paid for the whole thing and sent us money and did all this extra ass shit, that's obstruction of justice. And if they testified under a grand jury that he obstructed fucking justice in that fucking case, how the hell is he gonna get a bond and guarantee them people that he ain't gonna obstruct justice?
No, this is 101. This is like...
Okay. Open this up. Do you believe it?
Do you believe it?
I would call you guys, don't paint no picture, like I have not talked to you guys in over a year because I would call you guys 4 or 5 months at a time. And when I would call you guys would be yelling, you guys would be cursing me out, mommy would be yelling at the top of her lungs. And so what I would do, I'd say, okay, I'm gonna give you about 4 or 5 months. And then hopefully you just miss me so much that you just wanna talk to me. Both you and her, when I would call, it was nothing but arguments. To be completely honest with you, Robert would ask me to call you guys, and no matter what city we were in, he would say, is this your father's number, or is this your mother's number? And it would say, call me. And I would say, yes, that is my father's number. And he's like, you need to call him. And I would say, I'm not going to call him, because at that point, the only thing I get is bickering every time I pick up the phone. So if I can avoid it, if I can enjoy myself in this nice little penthouse while we in New York for the weekend, I'm gonna enjoy my weekend. It was very suffocating because I was an adult at the end of the day, period. And like I said, I'm not obligated to answer anyone. I feel like, truthfully, all of the women that have been associated with Robert, I feel like once they saw him as a celebrity, not as a human being, and they were infatuated with that celebrity. I feel like a lot of them dated him because of that, because of who he was, because of the life that he had, because of the life that he could provide them. Can you talk about the shopping sprees? Can you talk about you keeping your hair and nails done? Can you talk about all the great times that you had dinner and was spending money and was splurging and was so happy? Because one thing about Robert, he has a very giving heart. As a celebrity, he has no reason to keep you kidnapped or keep you tied up. He just has no reason to allow you to move freely, take care of you, and still, at the end of the day, whatever will happen, you know.
So we looking at here, we got a before and after.
beat me with a shoe, a size 12 foot Air Force One, and he beat me all over.
It's done. It's over. It's over. You may not even make it to trial.
Oh, I know about the time that you spent with her all 3 times. I was there, but I wasn't visible. But I was always there. I can understand about how you feel about the before, because I've witnessed the before and I've witnessed the after. So I know about the time that you spent with her all 3 times. The middle is me. So it's real when she was here. Gave her all of the information. I got the actual people on the phone. She made the decisions. She made the decisions on her own, and it was not easy. It was days and days and days of crying. It was hours and hours and hours of footage. It was indictments. It was phone calls. It was a lot of different things, and it was a lot of information that she just did not know.
Overwhelming details. Some of the best psychological manipulators are ones that can put up the facade of being intellectual, even if they aren't necessarily more intelligent than someone else. They are very good at seeming like it, either applying arbitrary facts to a situation or just making up facts. A person that can convincingly lie about details or pretend to be an expert is very hard to argue with.
I think what really made what solidified what you showed her was his absence, because it might have been a completely different story if he was out.
I don't think so. Not after what I showed her. Like, not how she took it. It's not just me. It's not just me that dealt with her. It's my girl. It's my mom. It's my daughter.
Being rushed into making decisions can result in you having to trust another person's advice that may not actually be better for you, or end up in you not getting what you want. Manipulators are hyper aware of this. They know that if they hurry someone into making a decision, they can greatly influence the outcome.
What you're trying to say is that no matter how much I showed her that the things that he was telling her were lies, and she went on national TV and did what she did, you don't think that had nothing to do with her realizing that, fuck this motherfucker. I can't believe.
I think all of that has something to do with it, but I think what solidified her actions was his absence. Everything came into play, but what I think finalized it and gave her the courage and the strength to go on is because there were other people in her ear and he wasn't there to defend it. Had he been there to defend it, I don't think it would have turned out the same way. Right. She was vulnerable. I'm not saying what you did was wrong. I'm not saying what you did was right, but she was vulnerable. Anybody could have came in and slid in her ear and told her anything because the nigga not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think if R. Kelly would have been out on bail, if he was granted bail, I don't think Asriel would have flipped. If R. Kelly was in the streets, Asriel wouldn't have flipped, in my opinion.